Hi, my name is Sarah. I am an English teacher and language anxiety coach who loves to sit in the woods and make videos. Oh, I should show you those flowers. And in this video, I'm going to talk about being a proactive language learner. All right, so proactive, P-R-O-A-C-T-I-V-E. I had to think about that spelling. What does it mean to be proactive? Someone who is proactive or proactive, if I want to use connected speech, is a person who they don't wait for stuff to happen to them. So they kind of are in control of their lives. Now, it is true that we can actually never be really, truly 100% in control of everything. And the recent events in Ukraine have shown us that, right? There were these people, teachers, nurses, doctors, thinking they were in control, and then this war comes along and suddenly they're not. So the idea that we can fully be in control is not true. But within our personal circumstances, to a certain extent, we can control what we do, and we can certainly control how we respond to things. Now, being proactive, therefore, means making the most of that ability to create and control the conditions in your life. The opposite of being proactive is to be reactive. And if you are a reactive person, it means that you are responding to events as they happen to you. So something will happen to you and you respond with stress or anger or happiness or whatever, and then something else happens to you and you respond to that. But really you are allowing things to happen rather than kind of putting yourself in control. So how does this all connect to language learning? How can you become a proactive or proactive language learner? Well, I'm writing about this because I was having a very interesting conversation yesterday with another language teacher slash language coach, and we were talking about her experiences of teaching teenagers and how the teenagers kind of just expect the teacher to give them the information, and the learners will remember it, and then they'll do a test, and then the information is gone. And those language learners are not really being very proactive, right? They don't really know how to do stuff. They just respond to what the teacher says and what the teacher does, and they don't really have any power or autonomy. For me, a proactive language learner is the kind of learner who will seek out new material. They will engage with their own study habits. They will seek to improve what they do time and time again. They will ask for help, but they will also form their own opinions. They will read, they will listen, they will look for stuff, they will find their own answers to their own problems. Now, none of that means that you shouldn't work with a teacher or you shouldn't have study buddies, because I think you should work with a teacher, and I think you should also build a community around you, because language learning, you know, if you're learning a language, presumably at some point you want to speak in it, so you need someone to talk to, so you need a community. But being proactive means that you are in control of your learning and how you learn and when you learn and what you learn. And I think that's so important. You know, I've had adult students, intelligent, educated, professional, independent adult students, and you know, we talk about making a study plan and they say, well, what do you think? What should I do? And I think, I don't know what you should do. how can I answer a question about what someone else should do? I don't know. You need to know. So I think with learning, as we go through education, we become disempowered. Because if you think about it, you know, when we go to school, we don't really learn how to think. And I know that sounds like a paradox, but mostly we just learn stuff to do in exams and then that's the end of it. But we don't learn how to think, and we don't learn how to study. You know, we're just told, go home and learn this, you know. During the lockdown, my little nephew, who was 12, was at home, and he had to study on his own. And he's a bright kid and he gets on well at school, but he fell really behind because the teachers were giving him homework, but he was on his own all day trying to manage a full day. And of course he can't do that. He's 12. But a lot of adults can't manage this either because we don't get taught this at school, so we don't learn how to be proactive. My nephew couldn't be proactive. He could only be reactive. So the teacher says, do this. He tries to do it. He gets a bad score and he feels rubbish. But it's not his fault. He's just a little kid. So being proactive, really it means that you have to take responsibility. And I know that language learners sometimes don't want to take responsibility because it's kind of nice to give it to your teacher. Right, the teacher can tell me what to do. But what happens if one day you can't afford a teacher, or you haven't got time to work with a teacher, or I don't know, what happens if you just get bored of having a teacher? You know, you might want to take a break. But then, so you really need to be proactive. You know, you have to be in control of your language learning. That's what being proactive means to me. Now, maybe you disagree because obviously there are different ideas about teachers and students and learning and stuff. And if you disagree, awesome. I'd love to hear from you because I do like to know what, my doggy, do like to know what other people think. If you have any other comments or questions, please do leave them below because I'm always happy to hear from you. Hello, my name is Sarah. I'm an English teacher and language anxiety coach who is loving to sit in the woods today. Have a great day. Bye bye.